Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You can be listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, nation's longest-running community podcast. We're in our 20th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 60 years of just doing wonderful things in the community, whether it's supporting the arts, Alzheimer's, or the homeless, food insecurity. If there's a big cause, they're going to be there shoulder to shoulder. It is a good day when we have our friends from Scripps Ranch Theatre in the house. We got Chris Williams, he's director of Theater People, or The Angel Next Door, joined by his colleagues who are in the play, so to speak, and that's Melissa Fernandez. She'll be playing Charlotte. We'll talk about that. And Sandy Campbell, who will be doing Olga. My co-host is Om Cabra. Om is a high school senior and has done just a very nice job co-hosting periodically with me on our Spotlight show. And Om, you have a question for Chris?
Just to start us off, can you just tell me what is the mission of your organization?
Sure. Scripps Ranch Theatre is a local theater company located in the Mira Mesa, Scripps Ranch area, providing excellent, high-quality professional theater in the community. Hire people from all over the San Diego County area, and we just like to get our plays produced there, and it's a wonderful, wonderful community environment. You know.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to go a few times, much to Susan Clausen's chagrin. I'm not gone 40,000 times, even though I've had that opportunity. It's a beautiful setting. It's a great theater. It's intimate. There's always, high level of production, whether it's the director, it's the lighting, the sound, the actors, actresses. It's just really a great experience. And, listen, I don't have to tell you, Chris, or Melissa, or Sandy, to know there's nothing like live theater and experiencing it. Literally, you can almost touch the actors. We're not encouraging people to do that, as well on this. But just questions, as Susan knows, Susan Clausen, who's just wonderful in bringing such great theater groups into our studio. Melissa, you always been interested in plays and performance, and did you start this when you were like an infant, or you had the epiphany later?
Honestly, pretty quite close to an infant. I actually got my very first role when I was kind of dragged into an audition, quote unquote, for my second grade school play, and they were up for the role of Peace, and there was 5 girls in there, and I was the only one who didn't need to ask for line again, and I was the shortest, and that really what came down to it, is I was the shortest.
What was the play?
It was a church play for the Nativity, and I played Peace, and that's, I came in with my little white dress and the little halo, and it was adorable and fun, and I was hooked since then. I was like, that's what I want to do right there.
You rock and roll from that.
That's it.
How about you, Sandy?
I actually started my career as a singer. Always was a singer in elementary school all the way through high school, and then that's when I kind of started doing also theater, not just being in the choir or whatever, and it has been a big part of my life ever since then. I was an equity actor for many years and worked all over San Diego County for sure, and it's just been it's more than fun, and it's more than a career. It's part of me.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, listen, there's not too many actors and actresses or people involved in theater that don't know that. It is as much as you as it is anyone else on that. Chris, how about you? Did you get this bug early or later?
I would say early at first. The first play I ever did was Wizard of Oz in, I think, 5th or 6th grade. I got to play the Scarecrow. And that I'm still waiting for somebody to cast me in that show again. But then it wasn't until sophomore year of high school that I actually thought, oh, this is something that I actually want to do. I was a soccer player for 10 years, and I thought that's what I was going to do. And I auditioned, and I got in, and I went, oh, this is maybe something I really want to do. And so, yeah.
When did you get the directing bug?
That came later. So acting kind of led to other things. I'm also a stage manager and fight director and a designer, and I started a theater company with some folks. And
you do it all?
Yeah, I've done almost every job in the theater. But directing I didn't get into probably maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
I really started to pursue it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Do you think doing all the other roles in theater would help you be a way better director?
Yes, absolutely. The more you know about everybody's jobs and how they approach them, it gives you a common language, and things can move quicker. You can also understand when you're asking a lighting designer to do something, you kind of know what that takes. Yeah, but also how much effort that's going to take. There are a lot of directors that don't understand that. And so you can say, okay, I'm going to ask you to do this, and I know this isn't going to happen right away, but it also gives you a communication with the actors. Being an actor, originally, it helps you communicate faster and more efficiently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk to us about Theater People or The Angel Next Door. It's going to be playing at the Scripps Ranch Theatre August 27th through September 20th. Why that play?
Why that play, indeed? Well, because we all need to laugh. It's a very fun comedy written by Paul Slade Smith, a friend of mine, and it is just laughter. It's about following your dreams. It's about hopes and, well, dashed hopes sometimes too, along the way. But it takes place in 1948 in Newport, Rhode Island, in this mansion, like the Gilded Age kind of mansions, where we follow Oliver Adams, who's a young romantic who's written his first novel about someone he adores, who is a Broadway ingenue. And we have Charlotte and Arthur Sanders, who are Broadway playwrights, and they have adapted his new book into a play that's going to star Margot Bell, his love. And through the walls, some things are heard in the mansion that maybe should not be heard, which leads to a lot of confusion and misunderstandings. And we have a maid that may or may not want to kill everybody in there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And we don't want to do too many spoiler alerts.
No.
Because we want to make sure you guys are going August 27 to September 20th on this. And before we toss it over to Melissa and Sandy on their thoughts on this, Chris. Was this an easier play to direct? There's no easy play to direct, Drew, no matter what you think. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, no play is ever easy to direct. However, it is easier when you have the right people.
Right. And
that really is 70 to 80% of the job as a director is you get the right people with you, you're good to go. And I've got the right people. So I have enjoyed every part of the process because I get to watch what happens when really great professional people get to do their stuff.
Right.
And they bring everything into the room. So really, I'm an organizer more than anything else. I'll suggest things, they take it, they create their own thing. I mean, it's great when you have the right people. We're laughing our butts off in rehearsal. I'm hoping that doesn't happen in the production, but sometimes it does. But hopefully the audience
there's nothing wrong when there's just absolute authentic laughter. So Melissa, you play Charlotte, okay?
Yes.
And was it easy to audition for this part for you?
Auditions and easy don't really go hand in hand all the time, but it was fun to audition for this.
Right.
There's a lot of people that I knew that were on the panel, and they was just friendly, and the part itself is just she's so witty and acerbic and very Katharine Hepburn, Eve Arden kind of thing. So I'm very drawn to that. So it was definitely fun, and I had a good time auditioning.
Have you played this part before?
No, I have not.
Okay, and why? And most of it's just not in this comedic genre, so to speak?
Well, this type of role or this specific role?
The specific role.
No, I think it's only been done one other time here. in San Diego, and that was a couple years ago, and it's its first iteration actually. It started here in San Diego. So no, this is my first time playing this role, and I've fallen in love with her. She's fantastic. So
Very good. All right, so let me ask you this, Sandy. You play Olga, right?
Yes.
Do you like Olga?
I love Olga.
Okay.
She is the aforementioned maid, and in this mansion, and she suffers no fools, and she really loves to be direct, and she doesn't have much like for the theater people who are there. She's from the old country, and we're not sure which old country, but she is
That's a perfect name for somebody in the old country,
Yes,
Olga, for that matter.
Yeah.
When we come back from break, I want to ask all three of you, I know Oma has some other questions as well, when you watch comedy, and then as a participant, because I like to think the audience can participate, not literally participate. Well, maybe they could, I guess, but I know you folks, thrive on it, and every actor and director is looking at that reaction, to say the least, in this. But for comedies, maybe a little different than a drama. We'll ask about that question. One of the things we love about Scripps Ranch Theatre, you guys are laser beamed on working with the students in that area, and how important it is to get the kids involved in that aspect as well. So I'll be thinking about that. We return with our friends from Scripps Ranch Theatre. Chris Williams, the director of Theater People, or The Angel Next Door, joined by his colleagues Melissa Fernandez and Sandy Campbell. I'm Drew Schlosberg. The Cloudcast Media. Let's do another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We're the nation's longest running community podcast in our 20th year, brought to you by the fine folks at Mission Fed Credit Union, joined by my co-host, Om Cabra. He is a high school senior. We'll be right back after this very short break.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Always cool to have friends in from Scripps Ranch Theatre. Chris Williams, director of Theater People, or The Angel Next Door, joined by Melissa Fernandez and Sandy Campbell. They are playing respectively Charlotte and Olga in this play, joined by my co-host Om Cabra, a high school senior. I'll start with you on this, Chris, and we'll move over to Melissa, and Sandy on this, and you chime in too if you want, Om. So comedy. How do you want the audience to react? Hopefully laughter is a good one. Belly laughter. And we all know when we see, it always fascinates me when you're seeing a live performance and it's something that's so funny, everyone is laughing so hard. I miss that line because everybody is laughing so hard. That's a good thing that they're laughing. Bad thing they missed a line. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's always a trick to being live with comedy, right? The audience is participating. We need the audience. I mean, well, look, all theater needs an audience.
Right.
We don't do it for ourselves. We do it for the audience, right?
Right.
So with comedy, though, it is different because it's a rhythm. It's an energy that is shared between the audience and the actors on the stage. And so depending how quiet or how loud that audience is, the actors have to adjust. And that is a skill to be able to have your ear on the people on the stage who you're talking to, but also hear and feel how the audience is reacting. And so you need to take those beats sometimes. Sometimes you need to hold a little longer, but also you don't want to hold too long, because if you let that laugh die, they have to build everything back up. So it is a very difficult skill. That's why I think comedy is way harder than drama.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. But you were talking about this earlier, that you guys are having a blast working together, and you guys are always cracking each other up, because of the nature of the play itself in this aspect of it. Melissa, that is probably going to happen, or maybe not.
Oh gosh,
You guys are pros, and I understand that.
Listen, I mean, we do our best, and sometimes, listen, Carol Burnett was renowned for breaking on stage.
100%.
And,
Harvey
everyone loved her.
Korman, exactly.
They live for it, and even in SNL they still do it. But we'll do our best to not. But things happen, and we're human, and we're gonna laugh if something unusual happens. If someone breaks a light on the set, like I did last night, and sorry, set designer. We do our best, and we just laugh. We just go with it. We improv, if you will.
So, I'll start with you, Sandy, and you can jump in too, Melissa and Chris. And I ask this question all the time when Susan brings in just the wonderful group, Scripps Ranch Theatre, Oceanside, theater group and all that business. So many great, wonderful folks that come in here. But how much of your role in Olga, you try to want to be as consistent that it looks the same probably in each performance, but do you change it based on the reaction of, boy, last night this line really hit, but this line 2 nights ago didn't? Talk about that.
Well, we'll see about Olga exactly, but yes, in other specifically comedic roles, if it has been fun to sort of experiment with just a little different way you say something, or a little look, or something that's just a little different, that really sparks up the laugh. And so it's all crafted like that. And there's a reason they have that adage of drama is easy, comedy is hard, because
that's right.
Anything can ruin a moment. If somebody coughs or somebody sneezes, or there's just a noise, and it can just let something lie flat that was working perfectly. So it's a challenge every time, for sure.
Right. Well, you got multiple performances. Chris, you guys start on the 27th of August, go to September 20th. Are you weekends? Are you every day? Talk about that.
We run Friday through the weekend.
Okay,
yeah.
right. And they'll be on the website, too.
Yeah.
You can, get tickets. I encourage people to get them early.
Yes.
It's a very intimate, setting in this. Om, you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, for you, Chris, what was your one major inspiration for directing? I know there's a bunch of famous directors out there. Is there any one in particular that just had a big impact on you?
Ooh, wow.
Susan,
that's a
would it be
really
Susan
good question.
Susan Clausen, do you think?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think I mostly take things from directors I've worked with, and as an actor. Mm-hmm. So, however the director has crafted the language that they speak with the director, I take that into me. I think I'm a product of all the directors I've worked with, and I've taken, what works for me from each one. Yeah. So I find inspiration in everyone that I work with, even ones that maybe I don't get along with, although I get along with pretty much everybody. Mm-hmm. But I will find things from each person and what works in the moment, in the situation, with this production, mm-hmm. with these actors, designers. So, yeah.
How about for you guys, any famous actors that have really inspired you guys, or roles that you guys have played before?
There's a lot for me. When I was growing up, one of my icons was Bernadette Peters. I followed a lot of what she does. I kind of every role she's played, I want to play, but that doesn't always happen. But more recently, two people that I really find inspiration from are Emma Thompson. She is the queen of the gifted pause. Like she earns her pauses and she earns her emotional releases. She holds everything back until she really needs it. She's brilliant, and I love watching anything that she's in. And she's been a real inspiration, even off screen. She's a humanitarian. She's a feminist, and so I love her a lot.
How about you, Sandy?
Well, I have a lot of musical theater, in particular, people that I really, really admire. And Marin Mazzie, Donna Murphy, these are Broadway actors that I have followed for many years and really appreciate what they do. Kelly O'Hara, these are a lot of soprano types because that's me. But yes, and as far as stage actors, I would say maybe, I'm forgetting. She's on Roseanne.
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf,
she's
yes.
great.
She's amazing,
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about working with the students on this, and I'll start with you on this, Chris, that Scripps Ranch Theatre has just a reputation of they want to work with the students, the schools, and so forth. Talk about how critical that is.
I think it's, as an educator myself, it is absolutely imperative. And I think it's not just for artists. You're not just creating artists, you're creating better human beings. I think through the arts, we have an ability and a desire to communicate. And with all the complications that you were just talking about at the other group in the world,
yes,
can be solved with simple communication and understanding of each other, and empathy, and realizing what other people may be going through, or learning at least about what that is.
Well, Susan's sick and tired of me saying it because she's been, how many years you've been bringing people on the show for quite a while. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I think Susan's had, just a fair amount come in here. And I'm a former educator, I guess. I developed curriculum for San Diego Unified, still have my own curriculum business. But if Drew ran the world, all we would teach is visual performing arts and athletics in the schools, because every content area, every science you've been teaching through theater and so forth, and that aspect of it. But it's an equalizer, and it levels the playing field. And this is what I love about theater in this aspect, besides the fact that it's empathetic and it's kind and everything you were just talking about, Chris, as well. So I think that's great that Scripps Ranch really hands its head on this. You mentioned the playwright.
I do.
Now, were you friends before he became a playwright, or you met him after he became a playwright?
After he became a playwright. So I was an actor. This show will mark the moment I have done all of Paul Slade-Smith's plays in one way or another. I've
you get
been
a gold
an actor.
star? Or do you get
I know. I wish. I wish. No, I was lucky enough to act in 3 of his plays. I've directed 2 now. Actually, 2 of them both for Scripps Ranch Theatre. One was The Outsider recently. And so this is the one that got away from me. And so now it's mine. No, it's great. And I met Paul recently face to face and worked together on his most recent play that still is not published. But we've since then become friends. And I actually just now directed him locally in another production where he's playing Scapan.
Nice.
Yeah, so now I got to work with him as an actor-director relationship as well.
Well, it's nice when you have that that context. Again, it's August 27th to September 20th. It's Theater People or The Angel Next Door, Scripps Ranch Theater. Go to the website, get some tickets on this. You will not be disappointed. It's a great experience. And I'll start with you on this. Sandy, move our way down. Any final comments?
I hope people do come and see Theater People or The Angel Next Door at Scripps Ranch Theatre. We are having a ball. You will have a ball. And I think it's just so important for us to get together and laugh.
We need to.
And so come on over. we're going to have fun.
Absolutely. And Melissa?
Yeah, I second, third, and fourth what Sandy said. Absolutely. Come see our show. We're having a great time. It's funny. It's heartwarming in unexpected ways. And we really do need theater and the arts right now. So come sit with us and laugh in the air conditioning.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point over there. Chris, any final comments?
Yeah, easy to get tickets, scripsranchtheater.org. Very, very simple. Yeah, we're here to laugh. We need to laugh together in a dark room with people that we don't normally get together with. And boy, you are really close to the stage, so you are pretty much a part of the play. Yeah. But come out and laugh. I mean, we need that right now, that kind of community. And Scripps Ranch Theater does that extremely well. And you will be happy you did.
Yeah, you will be. I can speak from experience on that. So Chris Williams, Melissa Fernandez, and Sandy Campbell, thank you so much. Knock 'em dead with theater people.
Thank
Or
you.
The Angel Next Door, August 27 to September 20th at the Scripps Ranch Theater. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, nation's longest-running community podcast. In our 20th year, brought to you by the fine folks at Mission Fed Credit Union. And to our audience, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.